Hey everybody, it's Jackie from ESLspeaking.org. So, a common question that I get from teachers is what to do with absolute beginners. So, you have a group of students in your class who basically know essentially no English. How do you go about teaching them? So, one of my favorite ESL teaching strategies for this level of students, absolute beginners, is working on phonics. I know that's a bit controversial. I think there's definitely a camp of people who would say when we're babies, when we're first learning language, we learn listening first and then speaking, and then finally we learn reading and then writing after that. So, I mean, I agree. However, I think the foundation of learning a language is phonics and learning how to read. I've honestly, in my whole 15 years of teaching English, I've never met a student who was, I would say, fluent in English without being proficient at reading. Reading is so necessary for working on vocabulary. Of course, you can't write if you can't read well as well. Reading is key to understanding what's happening in the world around us. If you want to study in a formal class, you'll be using a textbook of some kind, which requires reading skills. So, I mean, you can possibly be quite good at speaking and listening and be even fluent in speaking without being able to read well. Of course, that's normal for people in all countries. There's illiterate people who obviously can listen and speak perfectly, but may not be able to read. However, that's kind of the exception. And yeah, for a language teacher or language learner, I honestly don't think that's the best strategy. All right, so teachers, if you have absolute beginners and have no idea what to do, my advice is focus on phonics and reading skills. That way, students can learn vocabulary on their own, they can review what you've taught them at home. They can start watching or start reading simple English books or newspapers. They can start doing extensive reading. They can study for tests easily if you're going to give tests in your class. They can do all sorts of stuff like that. And of course, they can use reading as a springboard to work on their writing skills as well. Okay, so if you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Do you think that reading and phonics are foundational, or that speaking is the first skill that absolute beginners should learn in a language class? All right, that's it for now. Thanks everyone. Bye.